AskReddit, what are some things you'd only know by growing up poor? Subscriber all and humanity. What hunger really is. I remember waiting for my dad's payday for the grocery shopping trip and being absolutely ravenous when the food got there. How important ingenuity becomes to eat. When someone breaks into your house but doesn't take anything. Happened once. Still think it's funny not to ask their parents for stuff. I truly had no idea until I was in my junior year of high school taking child development that Head Start was a program created for children from homes of low income. I simply thought it was a place for me to get a head start as a kid. I still remember my teacher saying verbatim, "No honey, your family was just poor," in front of the whole class. Your dad asking you for $20 so he can go to work for the week, but he'll pay you back when he gets paid. I'm hungry. Drink some water. We were probably the best hydrated children at school, LMAO. But I think the thing I appreciate most is the independence I've gained through fixing things to keep them going, or from just not wanting to ask my parents for help when I know they're struggling too. You go to bed early to skip a meal, knowing the cheapest thing on the menu at every restaurant, for when your friend's family invites you out to dinner. Even though you're not paying, you're programmed to only select the cheapest thing. My friend's mom said, "You sure like hot dogs. That's all you order no matter where we go to eat." How to cook with the government surplus cheese. You develop an appreciation for hand-me-down clothes when they come your way. Camping is only fun when you've never had to do it out of necessity. Outdated technology. When I started college, one of my professors asked if anyone in our class remembered how you changed a channel on the TV before remote controls. I was the only person in the room who remembered turning dials and adjusting rabbit ears despite being one of the youngest students in the class, because my family had a TV from the 70s until 1995. Same sort of thing with computers, phones, etc. If we had it at all, we got something much later than anyone else. After it got cheaper and bought used, I got my first computer in 1999. It had Windows 3.1, and that was what I used until I was able to use my financial aid to get a new PC tower for college. Anything shiny on the ground might be a coin. The feeling of not eating for a day or sometimes days. How to keep a 7-year-old from knowing she's poor. My mom used to take my brother and I to the soup kitchen every week to volunteer. "We must always be kind to those less fortunate," she'd say. Then, after volunteering, "Oh, it's so late and I don't feel like cooking. Let's just eat here while we're here." You can live on strawberry powder, Nesquik, and water for 3 days. Pizza nights are the best birthday present you could ever fucking get. A whole pizza, ordered exactly how you like it, and you get to have more than one slice. Not being able to do extracurriculars. I wanted to be in orchestra, I wanted to play soccer, but we couldn't afford it, so I was told no. Couldn't afford the uniforms or the gas to get me to practice. And definitely couldn't afford a violin. I ended up moving to a largely upper-middle-class area for college. First boyfriend was rich. He played 9 instruments and played soccer and went skiing since age 6. He voiced that he thought I was lazy and untalented for not having done at least a sport or learned something like guitar. I explained that we couldn't afford it, but that didn't seem to register. He tried to give me his old violin at one point so I could learn, and his mother pretty much ripped it out of my hands. Cockroaches are killed by baking soda. I decay about in other states, but in MN they can't shut your power off during the winter because of the danger of someone freezing to death in their house. So that was a good time to try to catch up on some other bills you are way behind on too. Food stamp paper change. When I was a kid, If you used food stamps, they would give back the change in food stamp form. This year my mom was too proud to publicly use them, so she would make up a reason to leave and I would have to pay using them. I was 11 or so. She did it every time. I had to learn to keep my head up. 1. How to do everything without money. Laundry gets done in the sink. Walking is cheaper than the bus. A shower is cheaper than TP. Torn clothes can be mended. 2. Money isn't everything. 3. Giving when you have extra is the best way to stay afloat in times of need. My mom could somehow cook 2 chickens on a Sunday and feed 6 people all week. Towards the end it was more just corn chowder cooked in chicken stock. But it was dinner. Also, we kept a garden. You didn't work the garden. You didn't eat. Sit down on a summer evening? Better have a bowl in your lap and be shelling, stringing, or shucking something. Feed the hulls to the neighbor's pig because she'll save a ham for us. Maruchan ramen tastes better than Nissan ramen. Having to help your single mom earn money by doing odd jobs that involved being embarrassed because you were cleaning the houses of your schoolmates, delivering junk mail to their homes, buying things on the cheap from garage sales that end up being their homes, lol, etc. Mom also used to go to open houses when she was dreaming about being able to move to a better place. And one time I discovered I was inside this boy from my grade's room. This year saw his picture on his desk, lol. The other time I was really embarrassed was when I had offered a girl in a younger grade a lift home. We had to do Tetris to fit her in the car. There were 20 plus packs of 36 roll toilet paper Mom had gotten on a massive sale from a factory outlet because they had packaging damage or squashed. We were 3 girls and Mom in the house. We went through a lot of loo roll, lol. What it's like to be told, you think you're just better than us, because my mom valued education and prioritized it so we could do better for ourselves. Going into pawn shops to find the things your aunt stole from you and pawn to get drug money. Knowing which family members you had to hide medicine, your purses, and other valuables from when they would visit. The embarrassment of whipping out the Monopoly money food stamps. The taste of government peanut butter. What it's like to use the same bathwater as your siblings because running a new tub of water is a waste. The excitement of a trip to the day-old bread store. The ubiquitousness of the concept of need versus want. What it's like to sit at the dinner table emptying piggy banks to help your mom pay bills. Holding your mom quietly the amazingly few times she'd break down crying at the end of the day. How to get the most out of food. My mom grew up poor with 6 siblings and nothing went to waste. Getting hand-me-downs that are too old to be cool and not old enough to be retro. You have more of a tendency to be generous, I think. I grew up dirt poor with like 2 pieces of clothing to my name, and most of our meals came from the food bank or from donations from the church my parents attended. Still, my mom mostly would not hesitate to help someone worse off than us. Also, you learn how to have fun for free. Kid me thought that getting to use the free desktop computers at the library and going to the park were the best things ever. My mom would wrap what presents we got using old newspaper and magazine paper. She's tailored the pages to look pretty or refer to a joke or hint at the present inside. We thought it was normal. It didn't occur to me until I was an adult how good a buttered tortilla is. That sometimes your parents sacrifice everything they have, including their sanity, just to see you happy. And you only learn later in life the soul-crushing existence of poverty. Then you wonder how they managed to do so much with so little. You don't want to repeat a grade level, not because it's embarrassing or mommy will scold you, but because that's one less year before you can graduate. Work and ease the family's financial burden. How people who have money treat you. I went to a girls-only grammar school as I passed the exams to get in. There were girls whose parents wouldn't allow to come to my house. I felt lonely. worthless and isolated a lot of the time. But I got my PhD in the end. So fuck you, Mr. and Mrs. Bromhead.